Let's turn our attention to Borno State, where the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence was observed in Maiduguri, the state capital, with a sensitization workshop for stakeholders. Participants were tasked to focus more on the perpetrators of such heinous acts. TVC News correspondent Jesse Tafida reports.
According to the United Nations Children's Fund UNICEF, 1 in 4 Nigerian girls is sexually abused before the age of 18, and majority of offenders are never prosecuted. With little hope of getting justice, most victims of sexual violence are often too afraid of stigma to report the crime. It is why the UN Women has chosen to observe 16 days of activism every year in order to bring to the fore challenges facing women. In this part of the country, women and girls are regularly confronted with violence due to the displacement of thousands by the insurgency. The Borno State Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development discloses that 82% of reported cases of gender-based violence are perpetrated against adults, while 18% are perpetrated against children under the age of 18. Similarly, 53% of such cases are incidents of sexual abuse, while 24% happen as a result of forced marriage.
The parameters have been established for us by the UN body. And apart from orienting the world, we have to fund, respond, prevent, and collect data. We have met and sat and consulted with our traditional rulers, with our religious leaders, with the lawyers, and we are collaborating with so many other stakeholders to ensure that the incidence of rape is brought to end in Borno State.
Stakeholders at the workshop emphasized the need for government to take stringent measures against perpetrators.
We advocate for stiffer punishment to ensure that these perpetrators are being held accountable and to ensure that it stops.
In Borno State, as far as our penal code of Borno State in laws of Borno State 1994, the minimum punishment of it is life imprisonment. Therefore, certainly with that, our courts are up and doing, and anyone found guilty of that, he will be convicted and sentenced to life imprisonment.
This is the 6th time the state is commemorating the 16 days of activism to promote the eradication of gender-based violence against women and girls. For a total elimination of gender-based violence, everyone has a role to play in curbing the menace so as to have a crime-free and better society. Jesse Tafida, TVC News, Maiduguri.